Conscious Astrology, Planets in Mrigashira Nakshatra in Gemini. Hi, and welcome to the Consciousness Podcast, where we explore ways to empower the human personality by combining neuroscience and astrology. In this episode, we continue our journey into conscious astrology, focusing on how to balance the dynamic interplay between cosmic energies and personal growth to better understand and harness the unique energies of the 27 lunar mansions. Today, we delve into Mrigashira Nakshatra, enriched by the adaptable and intellectual energy of Gemini, exploring its polarizing principles and strategies for conscious balance to restore holistic well-being. Overview of Mrigashira Nakshatra. Mrigashira Nakshatra, ruled by Mars and symbolized by a deer's head, represents curiosity, exploration, and the pursuit of knowledge. When placed in Gemini, governed by Mercury, this nakshatra blends Mars' adventurous drive with Gemini's intellectual and communicative energy, fostering adaptability, creativity, and a thirst for learning. However, its polarizing principles can manifest as restlessness, overthinking, or superficiality. By applying conscious balance strategies, Mrigashira natives can harmonize their quest for knowledge with focus and depth. Planetary energies and strategies for conscious balance. Polarizing principle: ego-driven exploration versus enlightened leadership. Conscious balance: use the sun's illuminating energy to inspire purposeful leadership in intellectual and creative pursuits. Ground ambitions by fostering collaboration and valuing shared achievements. Moon in Mrigashira: polarizing principle: emotional instability versus emotional adaptability. Conscious balance: channel emotional restlessness into creative expression or intellectual exploration. Ground emotions with mindfulness and balance social interactions with self-reflection. Mars in Mrigashira: polarizing principle: impulsive action versus disciplined curiosity. Conscious balance: focus Mars's energy on structured intellectual or physical pursuits, ensuring sustained engagement and meaningful exploration. Combine curiosity with discipline to balance spontaneity with planned action. Polarizing principle: overthinking versus creative expression. Conscious balance: use Mercury's communicative energy to articulate ideas with clarity and depth, avoiding superficiality. Engage in activities like journaling, public speaking, or storytelling to channel intellectual energy constructively. Jupiter in Mrigashira: polarizing principle: unfocused idealism versus grounded wisdom. Conscious balance: align Jupiter's expansive ideas with actionable goals to bridge exploration and practical application. Use Mrigashira's curiosity to mentor others, guiding their learning journeys with balanced wisdom. Venus in Mrigashira: polarizing principle: superficial attraction versus meaningful connection. Conscious balance: channel Venus's charm into building authentic and meaningful relationships. Balance enjoyment of beauty and sensuality with purposeful acts of kindness and creativity. Saturn in Mrigashira: polarizing principle: stagnation versus structured growth. Conscious balance: ground Saturn's discipline in intellectual pursuits, ensuring steady progress in learning and growth. Balance a methodical approach with moments of spontaneity to prevent rigidity or monotony. Rahu in Mrigashira: polarizing principle: obsessive curiosity versus inspired innovation. Conscious balance: ground Rahu's intense curiosity with mindfulness, focusing on meaningful exploration of ideas and experiences. Use Rahu's unconventional energy to innovate in communication, teaching, or research. Ketu in Mrigashira: polarizing principle: detached exploration versus spiritual awareness. Conscious balance: channel Ketu's detachment into spiritual or introspective practices that foster inner clarity and wisdom. Integrate exploration with a deeper sense of purpose to align intellectual pursuits with holistic growth. Tash: conscious integration for Mrigashira Nakshatra in Gemini. Balancing curiosity with depth. Use Mrigashira's exploratory energy to seek meaningful knowledge, avoiding superficial distractions. Harmonizing communication with purpose. Channel Gemini's intellectual agility into creative and impactful expressions, ensuring ideas are well-developed and purposeful. Embracing adaptability with focus. Balance Mrigashira's need for exploration with focused, long-term goals that align with personal growth. Fostering emotional and intellectual resilience. Use Gemini's adaptability to navigate change gracefully, integrating emotional awareness with intellectual clarity. Closing thoughts. Mrigashira Nakshatra in Gemini embodies the blend of intellectual curiosity and adaptability, offering the potential for creative exploration and meaningful learning. By addressing its polarizing principles with conscious balance strategies, individuals can channel its gifts into personal growth, innovation, and harmonious relationships. This alignment unlocks Mrigashira's highest potential as a force for intellectual discovery, communication, and holistic well-being. Thank you for joining us on the Consciousness Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into conscious astrology and its transformative applications. Until next time, stay attuned to the cosmos and live consciously. Conscious Astrology, Planets in Chitra Nakshatra in Virgo. Hi, and welcome to the Consciousness Podcast, where we explore ways to empower the human personality by combining neuroscience and astrology. In this episode, we continue our journey into conscious astrology, focusing on how to balance the dynamic interplay between cosmic energies and personal growth to better understand and harness the unique energies of the 27 lunar mansions. Today, we delve into Chitra Nakshatra, enriched by the meticulous and service-oriented energy of Virgo, exploring its polarizing principles and strategies for conscious balance to restore holistic well-being. Overview of Chitra Nakshatra. Chitra Nakshatra, ruled by Mars and symbolized by a celestial gem or a shining jewel, represents brilliance, creativity, and the desire to craft something unique and enduring. When placed in Virgo, ruled by Mercury, Chitra blends Mars's dynamic drive with Virgo's precision and intellect, fostering traits of strategic creativity, artistic expression, and problem-solving. However, its polarizing principles can manifest as perfectionism, criticism, or an overemphasis on external validation. By applying conscious balance strategies, Chitra natives can align their creative ambitions with humility, purpose, and adaptability for holistic growth and fulfillment. Planetary energies and strategies for conscious balance. Sun in Chitra polarizing principle, overbearing authority versus illuminating leadership. Conscious balance. Lead with purpose and humility, using the sun's energy to inspire and uplift others. Balance self-expression with collaboration, fostering mutual respect and shared achievements. Polarizing principle, emotional perfectionism versus creative nurturing. Conscious balance. Channel emotional sensitivity into nurturing creative projects and relationships with patience and care. Cultivate self-compassion to prevent emotional burnout while pursuing excellence. Mars in Chitra. Polarizing principle, impulsive action versus disciplined creation. Conscious balance. Direct Mars' dynamic energy into focused and meaningful pursuits that align with long-term goals. Balance ambition with mindfulness, ensuring actions are purposeful rather than reactive. Mercury in Chitra. Polarizing principle, overanalysis versus insightful expression. Conscious balance. Use Mercury's intellect to communicate with clarity and empathy, fostering thoughtful dialogue. Engage in creative writing, storytelling, or public speaking to channel mental energy into impactful communication. Jupiter in Chitra. Polarizing principle. Grandiose vision versus grounded wisdom. Conscious balance. Align Jupiter's expansive vision with practical strategies that ensure meaningful and achievable outcomes. Share knowledge generously while remaining open to feedback and collaboration. Venus in Chitra. Polarizing principle, vanity versus meaningful beauty. Conscious balance. Channel Venus's love for aesthetics into projects that reflect both creativity and purpose. Balance the desire for admiration with acts of kindness and emotional authenticity to build deeper connections. Saturn in Chitra. Polarizing principle, rigid discipline versus structured growth. Conscious balance. Use Saturn's discipline to create routines that support both creative exploration and practical achievement. Balance structure with flexibility to foster resilience and adaptability in pursuit of goals. Polarizing principle. Obsessive perfectionism versus inspired innovation. Conscious balance. Ground Rahu's intense drive in Virgo's methodical approach, ensuring ambitions align with constructive goals. Use Rahu's unconventional energy to innovate in artistic, intellectual, or service-oriented pursuits. Ketu and Chitra. Polarizing principle. detached criticism versus spiritual creativity. Conscious balance, channel Ketu's introspective nature into creative practices that foster spiritual and emotional growth. Balanced detachment with active engagement in meaningful projects, integrating insight with tangible contributions. Conscious integration for Chitra Nakshatra in Virgo, balancing creation with precision. Use Chitra's artistic flair to craft meaningful creations while embracing the imperfections that make growth possible. Harmonizing action with reflection. Align Mars's dynamic energy with Mercury's analytical wisdom to foster thoughtful and impactful decision-making. Embracing beauty with depth. Integrate Venus's appreciation for aesthetics with Virgo's service-oriented nature to create beauty that uplifts and serves others. Fostering emotional and creative resilience. Channel emotional intensity into purposeful creative expressions that foster personal growth and inspire collective progress. Closing thoughts. Chitra Nakshatra in Virgo embodies the perfect blend of dynamic creativity and intellectual precision, offering the potential for innovation, self-expression, and meaningful contributions. By addressing its polarizing principles with conscious balance strategies, individuals can channel its energy into holistic growth, harmonious relationships, and impactful leadership. This alignment unlocks Chitra's highest potential as a force for creative brilliance, resilience, and service. Thank you for joining us on the Consciousness Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into conscious astrology and its transformative applications. Until next time, stay attuned to the cosmos and live consciously. Conscious Astrology, planets in Dhanishta Nakshatra in Aquarius. Hi, and welcome to the Consciousness Podcast, where we explore ways to empower the human personality by combining neuroscience and astrology. In this episode, we continue our journey into conscious astrology, focusing on how to balance the dynamic interplay between cosmic energies and personal growth to better understand and harness the unique energies of the 27 lunar mansions. Today, we delve into Dhanishta Nakshatra, harmonized with the progressive and humanitarian energy of Aquarius, exploring its polarizing principles and strategies for conscious balance to restore holistic well-being. Overview of Dhanishta Nakshatra. Dhanishta Nakshatra, ruled by Mars and symbolized by a drum or a flute, represents rhythm, abundance, and the power to manifest wealth and wisdom. When placed in Aquarius, governed by Saturn and symbolizing innovation and collective growth, Dhanishta blends Mars' dynamic energy with Aquarius's vision for social progress and inclusivity, fostering qualities of leadership, innovation, and the drive to create lasting impact. However, its polarizing principles can manifest as excessive ambition, aloofness, or an overemphasis on material success. By applying conscious balance strategies, Dhanishta natives can align their aspirations with purpose, collaboration, and empathy for holistic growth. Planetary energies and strategies for conscious balance. Sun in Dhanishta, polarizing principle. Ego-driven leadership versus visionary empowerment. Conscious balance. Lead with purpose and inclusivity, using Aquarius's forward-thinking approach to foster collaboration and shared success. Balance personal ambition with service-oriented leadership, inspiring trust and mutual respect. Moon, polarizing principle, emotional aloofness versus compassionate connection. Conscious balance, use emotional resilience to build meaningful and supportive relationships within the community. Engage in reflective practices such as mindfulness to foster emotional openness and deeper connections. Mars in Dang principle, competitive aggression versus purposeful action. Conscious balance, channel Mars's energy into strategic efforts that align with goals for collective benefit and long-term success. Balance assertiveness with empathy, ensuring actions strengthen relationships and encourage collaboration. Mercury in Dhanishta, polarizing principle, overcritical thinking versus constructive communication. Conscious balance, use Mercury's intellect to articulate ideas clearly and thoughtfully, fostering innovation and group harmony. Engage in collaborative discussions that encourage learning and mutual respect, strengthening team efforts. Jupiter in Dhanishta, polarizing principle, grandiosity versus grounded wisdom. Conscious balance, Align Jupiter's expansive ideas with Aquarius's practical focus on social impact, ensuring goals are both inspiring and actionable. Mentor others by sharing insights that foster personal and collective empowerment through balanced guidance. Venus in Dhanishta, polarizing principle, superficial engagement versus meaningful relationships. Conscious balance. Use Venus's appreciation for beauty and harmony to nurture authentic and supportive connections. Balance social engagement with emotional vulnerability to foster trust and create deeper bonds. Saturn in Dhanishta, polarizing principle versus structured adaptability. Conscious balance. Use Saturn's discipline to establish supportive routines that promote growth and community service. Balance structure with flexibility, allowing room for innovation and creative problem solving. Rahu in Dhanishta, polarizing principle, obsessive ambition versus inspired innovation. Conscious balance. Ground Rahu's intense drive in Aquarius's humanitarian values, ensuring pursuits align with ethical contributions to society. Use Rahu's unconventional energy to foster breakthroughs in leadership, science, or social activism with mindful intent. Ketu in Dhanishta, polarizing principle, detached isolation versus spiritual purpose. Conscious balance. Channel Ketu's introspective energy into reflective practices that foster self-awareness and resilience. Balance detachment with meaningful engagement in relationships and projects that align with personal and collective growth. Conscious integration for Dhanishta Nakshatra in Aquarius. Balancing success with service. Use Dhanishta's ambition and leadership qualities to contribute meaningfully to collective progress. Harmonizing innovation with structure. Align Saturn's disciplined approach with Mars's dynamic energy to manifest sustainable goals and creative breakthroughs. Embracing power with empathy. Combine Dhanishta's victorious spirit with compassion to build inclusive and impactful relationships. Fostering emotional and social resilience. Channel Dhanishta's pursuit of excellence into practices that nurture trust, collaboration, and long-term connection. Closing thoughts. Dhanishta Nakshatra in Aquarius embodies the essence of leadership, innovation, and service, offering the potential for groundbreaking contributions, personal empowerment, and lasting impact. By addressing its polarizing principles with conscious balance strategies, individuals can channel its energy into self-discovery, impactful leadership, and holistic well-being. This alignment unlocks Dhanishta's highest potential as a force for courage, community, and spiritual progress. Thank you for joining us on the Consciousness Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into conscious astrology and its transformative applications. Until next time, stay attuned to the cosmos and live consciously.